Finding photos on your iPad shouldn't feel like some complicated pirate's treasure quest. With iPadOS 18, there are amazing tools that make it simple to find your pictures, organize your pictures, share, and edit them. Want to know how to use it properly? Stick around! I got you covered. I'm Dylan Stewart, the MacWhisperer, and in today's video we're going to learn all about how to use photos on the iPad. From learning how to find your pictures, to how to organize them, and even how to edit them, I'm going to deliver a ton of powerful tips and tricks. But make sure you stick around for my MacWhisperer Power Tip, because this one is a mic drop. Let's hop on over to the iPad and get started. The first time you open up the Photos app, it can feel a little bit overwhelming. You see, in prior versions of Photos, the photo library, albums, shared albums, and other things were on separate pages. But with iPadOS 18, everything's been consolidated into one page. But you don't have to feel overwhelmed. It's not that complicated. The top part of the page is your Photos library, and the bottom part of the page is where the albums and other tools exist. We're going to start off by talking all about the photo library. It's easy to get into the photo library by simply tugging down on the top part of your screen. You can adjust the size of the photos by pinching your fingers in to see more photos, but have them be smaller, or spreading your fingers out in order to see fewer photos, but larger. Find the perfect size for you. Down at the bottom of the Photos library, we'll see a navigational bar that can allow us to change between years, month, and all photos. When you're in the Years view, it's going to show all of your photos, but it's going to automatically organize them by the year the photo was taken. So you don't need to manually organize your photos and put them into albums and folders based on the year, because the computer already does it for you. It collects all of those pictures together, and it will select one photo to represent each year. The photo that it chooses will change over time. Right now we're at the end of March, so the pictures that it's showing are pictures that I took in March of 2024, 2018, 2012, etc. The Years view is a really easy way to navigate a large library, because with one single swipe you can go all the way back to 1989 or all the way forward. Little power tip for you. If you're on years, months, or all, and you tap it a second time, it will automatically bring you to the most current photos. So if I'm on years and I click it, immediately I'm back in 2025. Tapping on the photo for any year will enter you into the month view. Simply clicking on 2022, and now we're in March of 2022. In the month view, it highlights specific events during the course of that month. If you want to see more of the photos from any of those events, simply tap again on that picture and it will take you to the All section. The All section shows you all of your photographs in chronological order, unless you change that setting. Down at the bottom, to the left of Years, Months, and All, you're going to see these dual arrows. Tapping on those dual arrows gives you choices about how you want to organize your library. There are two main ways to sort your library. The first one is sort by date captured. This means that all of the pictures that you've taken are in chronological order based on when they were taken. But sometimes you might add an old photograph into your photo library. In this example, I added a photo from 2015, but if I don't know where it is, I'm going to be scrolling until I find it. I don't need to hunt for it. If I click on the dual arrows and change the sort from date captured to recently added, all of the photos that were most recently added will show up at the bottom. So even though these 4 photos we see here are all old, they're still at the bottom of the list because I just added them. I recommend leaving it on date captured unless you've recently added old photos and don't know where they went. Down below that, we've got a filter section, and the filter section is really helpful. It can allow you to isolate certain kinds of pictures in your photo library quickly. For example, if I'd like to see all of my favorite photos, all I have to do is tap here. And there they are. If I'd like to see only my videos, I can click right here and it will filter it with only my videos. You can filter it by multiple kinds of photos at the same time. So I can show all of my favorites and all of my videos, automatically showing all of my favorite videos with just a couple of clicks. You can also use this tool to quickly find all of your screenshots, just like that. It makes it easy to jump between different parts of your library without having to go outside of the photo library into other albums. And right below the filter, you'll see the view options. The view options can give you an easy way to decide whether you want to see your screenshots in your library, whether you want to see photos that were shared with you that you haven't added to your library yet, and if you want to see the shared library badge. If you take a ton of screenshots like I do and you don't want to keep tripping across them, you can just turn that off right here and you won't see the screenshots in your library anymore. There's tons of options here to control how the photo library looks and how it sorts things. So take a few moments and set it up perfect for you. In the upper right-hand corner of the Photos library, you'll see your profile icon. Clicking on that will give you the status of your iCloud sync, as well as a count of how many photos and videos are in your library. You'll also see pictures from shared libraries, pictures that were shared with you via text or email, and several other settings that can make it easy for you to control photos without leaving the app. To the left of your profile icon, you'll see the Select button. Clicking that will allow you to select multiple photos at a time, either by tapping on them like this or by running your finger across them like this. Either way, once you've selected multiple items, you can press the Share button here to share them all at the same time or to add them into a specific album or a shared album. You can even print them from that same screen. You can also delete them when they're selected by clicking on the trash in the lower right-hand corner. And if you click on the three dots in the far right corner, you'll see other options as well, including the ability to make a slideshow from the pictures that you just selected. And the search tools in Photos have just gotten better and better over the years. If you click on Search, you can search by any person, like my dad, or by any place, like Hawaii, or by any date, like 2015. All of a sudden, in a matter of a couple of clicks, I've found 74 pictures of my dad in Hawaii from 2015. But you don't have to search word by word. You can actually use natural language to say things like, pictures of Dylan and Christian at Disneyland. And immediately, it shows me pictures of my son and I over the years at Disneyland. And I didn't even have to type. I just used the dictation tool to put that search in. When you're done with the search, don't forget to click the X button up at the top. And the last tool about searches, you don't have to be specific in your searches. You can do something as simple as dogs, or boats, or trees, or anything else that you can imagine. By searching by a category, you can find pictures without knowing when they were taken, where they were taken, or even who is in the picture with you. When you do a search, you're going to notice lots of suggestions that pop up right under the search bar. These suggestions can help you narrow your search. Up at the top, it shows the little contact icon, meaning pictures of somebody named Art, in this case, my father-in-law. Down below that, it says just art in general, anywhere in the photo. Below that, it says photos that were taken near the arts district, and there's 60 of those. Below that, it says art of the game, and there are 40 of those. So in each of these cases, the simple word art gave me multiple options to search for, and simply tapping on any one of those suggestions will help me find pictures of Art the person, as opposed to art the location or art the general category. Searching has come a long way with Apple Photos, and it makes it easy to find whatever you're looking for quickly. To get out of the photo library and back to the rest of the albums and other tools, click the X on the bottom right side here. That'll bring you to your home page where the photo library is up at the top and the other tools are down below. Scrolling down, you can see all sorts of other tools that are here. They call these collections, and there's a lot of them. For example, here's a collection called Recent Days, which shows photos from recent events. Scrolling down below that, we see featured photos. These are automatically selected by Apple and brought to your attention because they're just great pictures. If you continue to scroll down, you'll find a collection for memories, one for trips that you've taken, a place for your media types, your shared albums, wallpaper suggestions, utilities, people and pets, albums, and more. But the most important part of this section is all the way down at the bottom where it says Customize and Reorder. You see, you don't need to have all of these separate collections shown unless you want to. You can completely customize it. By clicking on the Customize and Reorder, you'll see all of the different collections in one place. And from here, you can tap the checkbox to the left of any of these collections to remove them from your list. Unlike on the iPhone, the iPad has a two-column organization, so some of these collections will go across the entire bar, while others will share their space. I like to set up my albums collection up at the top. To do that, I'm going to press and hold on the three lines to the right of the albums collection and just lift it all the way up to the top. I'm also not a huge fan of the memories collections or the trips collections, and I don't really care about the featured photos or the wallpaper suggestions, so I'm going to turn all of those off. But this one down at the bottom called pin collections is extremely valuable. So let's take that one all the way up to the top of the list and we'll put it right next to the memories section. Why is the pin collection so important to me? Well, you see, each of these separate collections makes it easy for you to find specific parts of your photo library. For example, down here I can find all of my albums or all of my shared albums or specific kinds of media type. But sometimes I don't need to go into the entire albums collection. I just want to go to that one album that I use all the time. By using the pin collections, you can easily do that. Tap where it says Pin Collections and come down to the bottom where it says Modify. Here you'll get the option to remove things that you aren't using and add things that you are. If you don't see the suggestion down below, go all the way to the bottom where it says Any Collection or Album. This allows you to find any specific section of your photo library and pin it to the top of your screen easily. I'm going to come right down into my personal album folder right here, and from here I'm going to select my favorite quotes. I add things to that quotes list all the time, so having it one click away will make it that much easier. Scrolling back up, we'll see that it's positioned the quotes album at the bottom, but I can press and hold those three lines and drag it all the way up to the top and then close that out. That means I'm always one click away from seeing my favorite quotes, or my favorite photos, or even easy access to all of my screenshots. Make sure you set up the pin collections with the albums or folders that you go into the most. You can even set them to a specific person. So if you're always looking for pictures of your dad, stop hunting. Click the Modify button, scroll to the bottom, go to Any Collection or Album, come down until you see the People and Pets section, find your dad, that's mine right there, and click on it. Now, pictures of my dad will always be easier for me to find right in the pin collection section right there. Don't overlook the power of the People and Pets collection. Clicking on where it says People and Pets, it will show you pictures of every person you take frequent photos of. And it's a great way to easily find pictures of your son, your daughter, or anyone else in your life. The best part of the Peoples and Pets collection is up at the top where it says Groups. This can allow you to quickly and easily create a smart album that will always be updated with pictures of you and other people. Let's create one. I'm going to click the Create button right here, and then I'm going to choose myself and my good friend Mike. When I'm done, I click the Add button in the upper right-hand corner here. As soon as I do that, I get the option of naming this group or adding additional people. I'm pretty happy with just me and Mike, so let's click the Create button. Simply by clicking on this group, I will see pictures of my friend Mike and I over the years. It's funny because Mike and I have known each other so long that I used to have hair. True story. Let's click out of Groups and bring ourselves all the way back to the home page. From here, we can easily move around to find different sections of our photo library. But there's another power tip hidden here. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll notice this sidebar button. Clicking this will give you a sidebar that allows you to quickly navigate between any section without having to hunt around for it. But my problem with the sidebar is that it kind of gets in the way. So there's an even better way to use the sidebar. Take two fingers and swipe from the left side of your screen to the right, and the sidebar will show up temporarily, allowing you to jump into whatever you want to and then disappear. You can easily pull it up again by two fingers swiping from the left side and jump to a different section. It's one of the best devices to view your photos on because it's just so easy to pull that sidebar up and jump to any section of your library quickly and simply. Now let's learn how to properly organize photos by using albums and folders. To do this, let's open up the sidebar by clicking in the upper left-hand corner here. Looking at the sidebar, we can see all the different sections of our photo library, including any albums and folders that we've created. What's the difference between an album and a folder? Well, let me explain it this way. Back in 2022, I took a ton of pictures of my wife and my son and I at Halloween. We had a ton of fun. There are 600 pictures in this album. I put all of those pictures into an album called Halloween 2022. But you see, I did the same thing in 2021, and I did the same thing in 2024. So over the course of time, I'm going to have tons and tons and tons of albums that are all Halloween related, which is where it makes sense to create a folder where you can put all of those Halloween albums inside of. Photos get organized into albums, and then albums get organized into folders or subfolders. So here I've created a folder called Halloween, including all of the different Halloween pictures from all the way back in 2006. By putting them here, it makes it easier for me to navigate because I'm not constantly scrolling from one album to the next trying to find all of the Halloween pictures. So albums are good, but putting albums that are similar into folders is better. And it's pretty easy to do that. I'm going to click where it says Albums on the left sidebar here, and that's going to show me all of my albums. From here, if I scroll down, I can see the Halloween folder down at the bottom. I'm going to press and hold on that, and I'm going to drag it all the way up to the top so it's easier for me to get to. Press and hold on any of your albums and drag them into a folder. You can create a new folder from this section too by clicking the Create button in the upper right-hand corner here. You can choose a new album or a new folder. As I come in, I'm going to title this folder, and then right above here I can click the Add Albums button, which will show me existing albums. And by tapping on any albums that I want, those can get added into the folder. When you create folders, aim to have fewer folders than you do albums. Don't use super specific names, be more generic. For example, in addition to creating the Halloween folder here, if we come a little further down, we'll find a folder called Holidays and Events. Holidays and Events is a folder that contains subfolders for specific holidays like Easter or Mother's Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas. Think about all of those albums you've created and find a way to consolidate them into folders to make it easier to find all your holiday picks at one time. And just like before, if I click on the Albums section on the sidebar here, I can take my Halloween folder and I can drop it right into the Holiday and Events folder so that it gets included with all of the other holidays. Now, when I want to see my Halloween pictures, they're all in one place along with all of the other holidays and events that I've created. There's another way to create an album as well. From your Photos library, by clicking the Select button, you can easily highlight chunks of pictures and press the Share button in the lower left-hand corner to add them into any album. And if you don't have an album to add them to, you can create it here. Click where it says Add to Album, and then up at the top you'll see this plus button in the upper right-hand corner that will allow you to create a brand new album. We're going to call this one Anniversary 2025. And click Create. Once we've added those photos into the album, we can check it out by clicking on our sidebar, and right at the top of the album section, we'll see our new album. There's another power tip you can use to quickly add photos into an album without clicking Select. And you do it by pressing and holding on any picture. And while you're holding your finger down, take your other hand and tap on any additional pictures just like that. Once that's done, open up your sidebar and just drag it straight over. And you've added those pictures into that album. Creating albums and folders is the simplest way to find what you're looking for easily. Rather than searching for everything, put the pictures of your family into a folder called Family, broken down into subfolders for each of the important people. By doing this, you can simplify things so that you only have a handful of folders to manage things, and you can always find what you're looking for quickly and easily. Before we finish up talking about organizing folders and albums, there's another power tip I'm going to slip in right here. One of the most common questions I get is, why are photos that I've already added into an album still in my library? The idea is that you're moving things out of the library and putting them into albums, but that's not really accurate. Your library contains every single photo you've taken, whether it's in an album or not. And no, when you add something into an album, you are not creating a duplicate of that photo. The way Photos works, it takes your library and creates a reference to that photo in any album you put it in. This can allow you to put the same photo in 30 or 40 albums if you like without ever duplicating it once. But if you want to know what pictures you haven't organized yet, there's a new tool available in iPadOS 18.4 that makes that easy. To engage that tool, we're going to click on our dual arrows, and we're going to come back to our filter down at the bottom here. Here, down at the bottom, you'll see an option that says, Not in an album. If I click that, it will immediately show me whatever pictures I have not filed away. If you file a picture while this is turned on, it will disappear from your library, giving a lot of people what they're hoping for, a library with nothing that hasn't been organized. It's easy enough to do. We're going to click our select button and then select these photos here, click our share button there, and down below you'll notice the add to album, but you'll also notice the add to anniversary 2025 album. That's because that's the last album we used, and the computer remembers that and wants to make it easy for you to add additional photos to that same album. So once I click Add to Anniversary 2025, you'll notice those pictures disappeared. Well, they didn't really disappear. They're just not showing up because we're not showing any photos that are in albums. You'll notice that little icon down below shows the Not in an Album icon. Clicking on that and removing the filter here will show you all of your pictures in your photo library again. This gives you a perfect view of what is and isn't organized within your photo library. Now let's get into editing our photos. Here we are inside of our photo library, and I've got this great picture of my wife, but the color's a little bit off and I'd like to crop it differently. When you click on any photo in your photos library, it'll open up into this screen. From this screen, you can swipe left or right to move through the photos. Down below, you can press the share button to share this photo with your friends and family or add it into an album. On the right side, you can press the trash icon to delete that photo from your library forever. And then down in the middle, you've got a button to favorite a photo, to get information about the photo, or to edit the photo. That button you see on the right here is the edit button. Clicking on it will take this picture and bring you into edit mode. When you click on the edit button, it'll open up into this screen, which will allow you to make all sorts of edits to your photo. On the left-hand side, you'll see the different tools that are available for this photo. Remember, the tools may change depending on the picture. For this picture, it was taken in the portrait style, which allows me to blur out the background of the photo. While clicking on the portrait tool on the left side, I can use the depth control on the right side to bring my background into perfect clarity or to blur it out even further. In addition to that, on the top menu bar, I can change to a different portrait setting by clicking right here. This will allow me to change the lighting settings for this photograph, even after taking it. Scrolling through the options on the right side, you'll see different options that add color or drop out the background. Up above that, we've got something called styles. And styles is like filters, but on steroids. On the right side, you'll see several different styles that have been pre-created for us. Scrolling through them, you'll notice how the picture changes with each one of them. But what's really cool about the style setting is you can pick a specific style and modify it. So let's grab this style, but I'm going to tap on the style button. By using my finger, I can increase or decrease the contrast, the color, the tone, and the palette. Look above the photograph to see how your settings are changing things. I'm going to start by moving it all the way up to the top. That's just a little bit too bright. Let's come down a little bit and a little bit over to the right. That looks perfect. We've also got the ability to crop a photo. Clicking right here will bring up the crop tool. There's a tool on the upper right-hand corner here that can allow you to choose exactly how you want to crop it. If you want to make sure it's vertical, you can choose this option, or this option here will change it to a landscape photo. You can use your finger to readjust the photo or to pinch and spread to find the perfect frame. Use the preset options to the right to set your crop so that it prints perfectly on a 5x7 piece of paper. This is an awesome tool that allows you to customize your picture and make sure it's perfect. We've also got the Adjust tool, and the Adjust tool can allow you to make incremental changes to the photo. Clicking on the little magic wand here will automatically try to fix the picture and make it better. But you can also change the exposure, or the brilliance, or the highlights, or the contrast, or the saturation. Using the little dial on the right side, you can adjust this picture, taking an amazing picture and making it cool and black and white, or super, super colorful. And you can also use the markup toolbar up at the top here to make additional changes. By clicking on the markup toolbar, you'll get access to a palette of all sorts of different tools. Want to draw a little smiley face on a picture? Click on your crayon here and simply draw right onto the screen, just like that. When you're in the markup toolbar, you can use all sorts of tools, including the plus button right here, which will allow you to add stickers. Stickers are a great way to modify or adjust certain pictures. As I come into the Add Stickers section, I get all sorts of stickers that I previously created. Let's add a cat. I'm going to tap right on my kitty here, and then I'm going to adjust the size of it and move it right onto the table right there. It's an easy way to adjust your photos without using a complicated tool like Photoshop. Now you've edited and changed your photo, and you can click the Done button in the upper right-hand corner. But if after editing a photo you don't like the edits you've made, no worries, because the Apple Photos app saves your prior edits. So you can come into any photo, go back into the edit mode, and you can get a preview of what it used to look like by tapping on the boxes on the upper left-hand corner here. This will show you a quick glance of the original photo. If you decide that you don't like the photo after all, you can press the three dots in the upper right-hand corner here and choose where it says Revert to Original. That will eliminate any of the edits that you've made and revert this photo to its original state. It's easy to do, and it means that you can play around and adjust things without fear of wrecking your favorite photos. And you can do that days, weeks, months, even years later after editing a photo. That means whatever changes you make are easy to revert. And the last editing tool I want to talk about is this cleanup tool that we see on the bottom here. Cleanup is a part of Apple Intelligence, which means your iPad has to be compatible with Apple Intelligence and it has to be turned on. But if it is, you can easily fix all sorts of things on a photo. In this photo, something got left on the table to the right of my wife. Pressing the cleanup button will allow me to circle that error right there, and it will just remove it. You can use the cleanup tool to eliminate almost anything from a photo. So now that we've eliminated what was on the desk, this light to the right of my wife's head is also distracting. Let's circle that and let Apple Intelligence do its work and make it invisible. When you're done with all of your changes, click the Done button and it will save that photo along with all of the edits that you've made. Apple Photos on the iPad is just amazing, giving you powerful tools that make it easy to find pictures, share pictures, organize pictures, or edit pictures right from your tablet. But there's still one powerful trick I haven't revealed yet. Before I drop my MacWhisperer Power Tip, if you got great value out of this video and learned something new, give it a thumbs up. That makes it so much easier for other people to find this video. And if you've got a question or a comment, drop it into the comments section. I love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, that's okay. I can wait. I got plenty of time. Nothing going on over here. Go ahead, click that subscribe button and that notify bell so you're always alerted whenever I drop new content, and I can help you make the most out of all of your Apple devices. And now, let's pull out our camera, take a quick snapshot, and jump into the Power Tip. We've covered all sorts of fantastic tools within the Photos app, but the best one is the ability to edit your photos without Photoshop right from your device. Coming right into edit mode, you can make any changes you like. I'd like to make this black and white. Let's go right into our style section here, and let's find the black and white style right there. I'm going to bring it here, tap on it, and just adjust it a little bit. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. But the problem is, if I want to make the exact same edits to additional photographs, I'm going to have to do it one at a time. Nope. You do not have to do it one at a time any longer. Let's click the Done button right here, and let's go back to our photo library. Here we can see the black and white photo next to 3 other photos that are colorful. The first step is to copy the edits that you made. To do that, find the photo that's been edited, in this case it's the black and white one, and press and hold on it. From the pop-up, click where it says Copy Edits, right there. It'll ask you whether you want to copy all of the edits or only specific ones. In this case, I'm going to copy all of them. Once you've done that, click the Select button in your upper right-hand corner and choose the other photos you want to give a similar treatment to. We're going to click on this one, and this one. Now, press and hold on any one of the selected photos, and from the pop-up menu, find where it says Paste Edits. As soon as we click that button, it's going to take that black and white filter and add it to all of those pictures as well, just like that. But if after the fact you decide, you know what, I don't actually want all 3 of those to be in black and white, don't worry, click the select button in the upper right-hand corner and click on each of those photos, and then go to the 3 dots in the bottom right-hand corner. From here, you'll see the option to revert to original, and we'll click that button and confirm it, and in front of our very eyes, it recolorizes each of those pictures. There are great tools and great capabilities all over the place with Apple Photos, so I hope you learned a ton in this video. But remember, there's always more to learn. Check out this video over here for even more amazing tips and tricks about how to make the most out of your Apple products. I'm Dylan Stewart, the Mac Whisperer, and I'll see you in the comments.